Hey, this is Brett Newman, one of the founders of Joyages. I just wanted to take a second and have a quick conversation on behalf of the Joyages team, just about what's going on over the last couple weeks in our country. Obviously, there's been a lot of conflict, a lot of tension, mainly around race and the role that played in the killing of George Floyd and others. And so I want to take a quick second just to speak on that. One of the co-founders of Joyages with me, one of my partners, is a woman named Claire, who's a Black woman. And over the last couple weeks, I've been honored to be on her team, and I've learned a lot. The main thing that I've learned really during the last couple weeks has been to stop and to listen. I don't think I do enough of that, any day. Just ask my wife, but really stopping and listening has been really a good conversation starter for many of the things that are going on. I would say I have two stories related to this, and then I'll be done. The first story is from about 100 years ago. A London newspaper sent out an article, kind of a casting call for just a simple question. It said, "What is wrong with the world?" And I think a lot of us have probably asked a similar conversation over the last couple weeks and really the last couple months, maybe even years, right? Is what's wrong with the world? And they got all different sorts of answers, greed or racism or imperialism, all these different things that are going on, obviously. But there was a theologian who responded. His name was G.K. Chesterton. And he responded with a couple different things, but really the main crux of it is a simple phrase. It said, "What's wrong with the world? I am." Now, when I read that hit me hard. And when we talk about what's wrong with the world today, I think it starts with some introspection. The phrase "I am." Now, what's unique about what we've seen over the last couple weeks especially is that I would actually change it a little bit to say "we are." Because when you talk about tension, when you talk about conflict, you talk about racism, half the battle definitely is what's going on internally. But there is definitely some systemic issues that we need to solve as a country and as a society. But before we get there, I think taking a second and thinking, what can I do to help? What can me personally can go on? It really can mean a lot. The second story I have is another somber story, but it's a good story. It's one of my friends was diagnosed with cancer, and she survived. But in the moment, grief, sadness, shock, all those emotions we definitely had as a friend group. Here's what we didn't do though. When we heard the diagnosis, we didn't talk about the stats and say, well, you had a 1 in 5 shot of getting this at some point in your life, and so this is just how the stats go. We didn't say that. We didn't say, well, if you lived a healthier lifestyle, if you dieted, exercised more, maybe you would not have gotten this disease, maybe you would not have gotten cancer. What we did is we gathered around her, we brought her meals, we supported her, we ran errands for her family, we were there for her. And so what my message to you today is, besides stopping and listening, is really action to solve all these problems starts with empathy. And so have some empathy. A lot of people that a lot of people around us are struggling. They're in a moment of despair. And what doesn't do them any good is to tell them stats, tell them numbers, to tell them why this would have happened or why these things are actually getting better and things like that. That's not what they need right now. They need empathy. They need support. And so really I'm here to say that we want to help. We want to help you help others. But really it starts with empathy. Thanks so much.